Don't let this be you.
News from the booth!
Hi, villagers. Welcome back to the VoiceOver Village. I'm Rick McIver, your village idiot, and today, casting assistant. Today, I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do in your auditions that will help you book more work, guaranteed. So today, I'm helping a friend cast a project, and I'm listening to over 150 voiceover auditions, and I have to share some things with you. Some essential practices that you have to do in order to be able to advance to the next round. Don't be a victim of the first cut. If you're lucky, a casting agent is probably going to listen to maybe 15 seconds of your audition, more like 10 usually. The casting process is brutal. It is definitely brutal, but you can't take it personally because casting agents have to move quickly. They have a lot to get through, and so they make judgment calls really quickly. So the first swing of the casting axe is due to people not following directions. And I know that sounds simple, and you would think, oh, that's an easy thing. Everybody always follows directions. No, they don't. And here are the directions I'm talking about. When an email comes in with an audition, it'll have specs or a description or instructions or whatever you want to call them, sides, whatever. Read those. Read those 3 or 4 times. Things like how to name your file. Things like what is the intention of the read or what's the style of the read they want. It could be how to do your slate. All of these things are going to be in the instructions. And if you don't follow them, you're just going to get thrown in the trash right away. Let me show you something here. When I get all these auditions, I put them into a file folder and then they're automatically sorted by name. If you don't name your file correctly, you're not in the list for that character. It's character name first, then your name. That's what I want to know. If you don't do that right, then as I'm going through and listening to all these auditions back to back, and suddenly you're mixed into the wrong place because you didn't name your file correctly, I won't even listen to it because honestly, it's not really fair to all the people who did this correctly. So without me even listening to it, your audition is going to go in the trash. If you don't read it in the correct style, like if someone says, I need energy, and you read it flat, or if it says, I need conversational, and you read it like an announcer, or whatever the case may be, if you don't actually follow the specs for the style of the read, it's going to go in the trash. Please follow the slate directions correctly. A slate is not get-to-know-me time. It is very simple and straightforward. It's not, hi, this is Rick McIver. I am a voice actor, and I just got a new microphone.
I really like it. I hope you like the way it sounds. If you do, and you like this audition, you can get a hold of me from my website or my email. I've also included my phone number here at the end.
Stop. A good slate is a brief slate. Most of the time, it's going to sound like this. Rick McIver, 2 takes. That's it. Maybe your agent wants to be a part of the slate, but that's it. We don't have time to listen to a conversation. If your slate's not right, your audition's going to go in the trash. Okay, the third thing here is kind of subtle, but it's really important. And that is, don't overprocess your audio. Okay, the key indicators of overprocessed audio. Number 1, an aggressive noise gate. If you have a noise gate to eliminate the noise in between when you're speaking, like you speak and then suddenly get super quiet, and then you speak again and there's a bunch of background noise and then it shuts off, and then it gets really loud again when you talk, don't do that. If you feel like you have to use a noise gate like that, it's probably a sign that you need to treat your environment. So also, you don't need to take out all the breaths in between words or sentences. Because I tell you what, you smash all those words together like that, I lose any sort of nuance or dynamics to your read. And that's really important because it's not just the audio quality. I have to understand that you can act and that you can actually tell a story. And part of telling the story is having some pauses in the right places. Okay, this last one is kind of tricky. Don't over compress and then limit your audio. Meaning, don't make everything as loud as it possibly can be. You may think that sounds good because it's louder and it just doesn't sound natural. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a natural sound, a natural, clean sound. But it doesn't have to be loud all the way across. It can have dynamics. That's important. So that's really it. If you can do those 3 things, follow directions, short, clean slate, Don't overprocess your audio. If you can overcome these 3 red flags, you'll do better than about half of the auditions that are submitted. And half is a big deal. Regardless of your performance, regardless of the microphone that you have, you could have an AT2040 that's $99 like this, or a $1,000 Sennheiser 416. If you make these mistakes, your audition's going in the trash. Now, let's talk about that microphone you're using. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Until next time.